privilege to introduce to you our MC for the evening, Simon Mtsuki. Now, ever since he was a young man, he was known as Mr. Big Mouth. He was famous for butting into old people's discussions, disrupting classes, how unusual, and back-chatting teachers. Wow. This also earned him a couple of infamous prizes. He's the undisputed champion of detention in his school. He was the first student who earned himself a place next to the principal's office because of his big mouth, and a series of appointments to a psychologist after his teachers unanimously agreed there was something wrong with this child. After being expelled at a private Christian school, Simon decided to put his mouth to good use. He founded his motivational company after winning his first speech competition ever in 2005. His company, SGM Motivations, has youth and student development programs. He holds a BCom accounting degree, and from what I understand, not because of the fact that he wrote the exams or memorized any of the information, but he kind of chatted himself through it. He's also co-authored 4 life orientation textbooks for grades 7 to 9 and 11, published by Oxford University Press. After all of this, he still hasn't shed his famous title of Mr. Big Mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Simon Mtsuki. Put your hands together, please.
Is it on? Ladies and gentlemen, before I even begin, I'd just like to say you guys look too awesome. Please give yourselves a round of applause. The ladies particularly, I bumped into a couple of ladies as I was coming in, and I wanted to tell them how beautiful they looked, but I got tongue-tied. I ended up having to tell them in sign language. I was like, that was my attempt at sign language. You know, sign language has become so important in South Africa that the president has announced that it's going to be our 12th official language. And we all thought Venda was hard enough. I was in Tuhoyando 2 weeks ago. And I just want to tell you guys, say what you want to say about the Vendas, but Venda is the most sexy language ever. When you greet a Zulu woman, you say Sanbonani, she says Sanbonani. You greet a Pedi woman, you say Dumilang, she says Dumilang. You greet a Venda woman, you say Nda, she says ah. Ah. Anyway, let me get serious. Welcome to the 2013 DHL Express Employee of the Year Awards. My name is Simon Mtsuki. It is a privilege and an honor for me to be here. They said I must deliver a short talk before I begin this event. I'll be as brief as possible because I did see a couple of drinks ready for us. One of the things I just want to say before we begin is that I want us to understand as this year begins, we all have greatness on the inside of us. I'm a fan of nature. One of my favorite channels on DSTV is National Geographic side. I've traveled the country a bit. I've been to Swaziland, I've been to Toyando, as I've said, I've been to Cape Town. I love the mountainous areas of Cape Town, of Nelspruit. I love the drives to Nelspruit. I love the beach. I'm also a fan of nature, of fruits and vegetables. Now, many of you may think that I just love eating, which is true. But one of the things about fruits and vegetables, about plantation, is that each and every fruit and each and every vegetable has its own seed. Each and every fruit and each and every vegetable has its own seed. What does this mean? It means that if you're looking for more of an apple, for example, if you want more apples, you don't have to go outside the apple to look for more apples. But if you take the seeds and plant the seeds, what will happen? A tree will come out and there will be more apples, right? Some of us just eat the apple, and with one more apple we can go buy the apples. But really, if you want more apples, you can plant the seeds and a tree will come up and you will have more apples. What does this mean? It means that the abundance of an apple does not lie outside the apple, but it lies inside the apple. Right? So if you want more apples, you don't have to go outside the apple. But deep inside the belly of the apple lies the abundance of the apple. This tells us something very important. That when the Creator wanted to hide the abundance of a thing, He didn't go outside the thing. But deep inside the belly of the thing lies the abundance of the thing. It tells us that when the Creator wanted to hide the abundance of a person, He didn't go outside the person, but deep inside the belly of the person lies the abundance of the particular person. Now you say to me, Simon, you're just being a motivational speaker. How do you know this? Now, let me take you a couple of years back, when we were young, grade 1, grade 2. You were asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? Right? Many of you wanted to be lawyers, policemen, firemen, pilots, lawyers, doctors, whatever. All of us wanted to be or have a big profession. All of us wanted to be in a big profession. We wanted to drive a big car, wanted to have a big house, wanted to have a big wife. Sorry, I mean, no, sorry. Beautiful, like any. All of us, being as young as we were at that age, knew that we were meant for greatness, that we were meant for great things. That's how I know that we have greatness on the inside of us. Being as young as we were, before we even learned our times table, before we even got degrees, before we even pursued education any further, as young as we were at that age, we knew we were meant for greatness. Now, why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I know that through life's trials, tribulations, suffering, calamity, we end up forgetting how great we are.